Welcome aboard. I started early because I want to make sure that people are listening early.
Yeah, all right, you got.
Let's get our sound done.
Let's get the sound up. So we started a little early. We got the sound. We got
No, we don't have the sound yet, Leonard.
Don't
Just
have
wait.
it yet. As soon as we have the sound, we'll get it started. Even if it's without Eddie Heckman. He is here.
Eddie?
Oh, there he is. Eddie Heckman just showed up. Okay, so there you go.
That's nice.
Eddie Heckman just made it into the chat room. I didn't think we'd see him this morning.
Say hi to everybody else.
All right, let's hear the chat. Let's hear the sound is okay. So
just say hi to the people in the chat while I check the sound.
That's good. UND sound. Okay.
Lenny, I'm checking the sound myself.
Check it yourself.
Just say hi to the people in the chat.
Hi, everybody. Anthony D.B. Miller is here from the great state of Detroit. You got the Daniel Ferraro White Sox. We got some real winners in the chat room. Boston Paul, Eddie the Oriole Heckman, Mal Powell, the San Diego Giant, Roto Lady, that's you. Tommy Johnson from Pittsburgh. You got Rotorius is here. Good morning. James Caplion from the great state of Wisconsin. Triple play. You got Zelmo. Woo!
Let's talk about Rotorius' trade that he made.
Well, wait a second.
Yeah, the sound is good.
All right, go ahead. Rotorius made a trade. What was it?
Yeah, he traded Max Muncy for Graham Ashcraft and Isaac Paredes.
All right, so it's basically Ashcraft for Muncy, and like I said, you don't measure a trade.
Isaac Paredes has 3 home runs already.
Yes, he's adequate.
So why are you saying it's basically Muncy
because
for Ashcraft?
You can't count on Isaac Paredes to do anything.
They're both young.
You just can't.
Muncy has 6 homers already. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Still.
So I think that's a very good trade on your part.
I don't think it's a bad trade.
And remember, trade is all about need. The need for your category. Don't get carried away with a player's name. Make sure that they supply whatever you need in either a points league or whatever kind of league you're in.
Malpal's here today.
Okay, and you're talking about trades. Let's just spend a few minutes. I know there was a lot of talk in the chat room, I think it was on Friday, about trade etiquette. People are not responding to trade. Now, Andy, I know one of the things you do not like about fantasy baseball is the trading part. And as a female, have you been subject to crazy trades just because the men think they can get away with it with a female?
Well, that's maybe when I first started, but that's long past. I don't have a problem. I know that I realize I've been kicked out of leagues for not trading before.
Okay.
And I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous.
I will stand my ground till I die about that one. If I don't feel like trading with you because I happen to not find the negotiations part the most fun part of fantasy baseball, I don't like to negotiate at all in general. That's just my personality. And I don't have a problem with people that want to make trades. But when somebody doesn't respond to you or somebody declines your offer, maybe they don't feel like trading. Although, look, I said that to Antonio on Friday, and the thing is, Antonio said that the guy he offered the trade to was actually talking to him about making a trade and then declined his offer without any kind of return offer. Now, if you're out there and you're saying, I need to make a trade or I'm looking to trade or whatever, and then you ignore a trade offer, that's completely different. But if somebody in your league, like me, happens to not respond to your trade offers, because I don't see them half the time, it's no offense to you, just typically there's going to be half the league that enjoys making trades, enjoys negotiating, and that's just my opinion. I don't have a problem with other opinions because other people, they love trading and they find it very boring when there's nobody to trade with.
Absolutely. Now,
but when you make
wait a second. Here's the key. Go ahead. You finish.
When you make trade offers, you have to make sure that you're looking at what the other team needs too. You can't just go find a team because you like a player on their team and you want that player. You have to say, okay, what does this guy need? If I'm going to take this third baseman away from him, he has to have another third baseman to play that spot. And he also probably has needs. Maybe he doesn't have a closer. Maybe he needs a first baseman, or maybe he needs some stolen bases that you have. But if you want to get good response and you want to get fair trades going, the first thing you have to do is find a team that fits with your needs and you fit with theirs.
Okay, couple of great things mentioned in the chat room. Zelmo says 90% of trade offers are garbage offers. Okay,
Right.
so let's deal with that. Are they garbage offers?
If the team offering is not looking at if the team offers you
yeah.
a first baseman and you have 3 first basemen, 2 of them are on the bench because you don't have room for them, that's a garbage offer.
It's not only a garbage offer, I'll say a lot of it is negotiating. You start low and you work your way up, and that's what that's about. Now, Boston Paul says his opinion. How the heck does anyone think their team does not need to improve? I always want to improve, always room to improve. You're absolutely right.
And wrong.
Right.
Absolutely
How is he
wrong,
wrong?
too. Because it's 2 weeks into the season, and you're saying that you want to improve your team. You are putting yourself out there at risk to let go of a player that might not be off to a good start, or grabbing a player that happens to be off to a good start. And at this point in the season, do you really know where you need to improve?
How many people are dropping Carlos Correa already because he's not playing up to standards? Now, everybody put your pens, pencils, and bloody fingers down. You've got to listen to this. Okay? You got that?
Well, I'm definitely going to listen because I can't help it.
Okay, here's how you... First of all, number one, it's very important to respond. And you can respond nicely. You can respond just by saying no thank you. But you must respond. If you're in a league, you agreed to participate. And participating doesn't mean you have to make trades.
I disagree.
Participating means you have to acknowledge someone has offered you a trade and you're saying no.
Well, I don't even get notifications or anything that tells me that somebody made me a trade offer.
Well, then that's the league's fault.
Well,
okay?
I'm the commissioner and I say you don't have to respond.
You should. Come on, what kind of a person are you? You have to say no thank you. That's it. But
I
here's
would if I
all
saw
right,
it.
Here's the answer. Write this down. If you don't want to make a trade because you think the other guy is full of bull dinky, okay?
Well, you could make a counteroffer.
You make it, but here's what you say. You say the following.
How does that help my team?
You ask the person making the trade very simply, how does this help my team? How does the trade offer you just made help my team?
That's not a bad trade offer, Daniel.
What?
I mean, he was offered Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, and Sosa for McClanahan. And by the way, Daniel is a well-known White Sox fan, and that trade offer was not a horrible trade offer.
Yeah, but sometimes
it was smart for you to decline. But when you're making a trade offer to a well-known fan guy,
yeah, but sometimes people just want to take their garbage out to the curb, right? So we got, but the how does this team help me? And ladies and gentlemen, back from the oblivion, he just got a new phone. He is the Star Dog. Good morning to Star. Great to see Star Dog. How about that, Laura? Say hello to Star Dog. It's been a while. Good. Let's match him up, Laura and Star Dog. All right. So
Star Dog has a girlfriend, Leonard.
Okay, Brewer Jim is here. We're all set to go. Okay. So remember. It was, if you don't like the trade, come back. And I'll tell you what, if you respond by saying, how does this trade help me? I guarantee the large percentage of people will never answer you. So turn it around, okay? Make them answer.
Well,
how does this help me? I can't figure out how this helps me.
Well, Boston Paul loves to make trade offers. Andrea, we were both bottom feeders and NL only. Well, that just goes to show you that all your trading and all your stuff is not helping you. But I don't believe that I'm going to be staying a bottom feeder. In fact, Boston Paul told me just the other day that we were in first and second in the AL only league. And I thought, wow, that was quick because I was like 8th or 9th just a few days before that. The thing is, it's going to change a lot in the next 3-4 weeks, months. It's going to change a lot. The leagues are extremely tight right now. And unless I have a serious need for something, and again, in NL only, I'm down a first baseman. My catcher is gone. I can't find a first baseman, and I'm not willing to trade one of my great players to replace Luke Voigt. I mean,
There are 2 teams in Major League Baseball who have not had a home run from their first baseman yet.
is that Milwaukee?
2 teams.
No, he never plays.
2 teams in Major League Baseball have not had a home run from the first base position. See if you can name those 2 teams. Okay, so go ahead. Anything else you want to talk about? The ethics of trading?
The ethics of trading. I think that when you get frustrated that you're not being responded to or you're being declined a lot, maybe you could consider. I know that, and not to put you on the spot, Boston Paul, but this is something
Leave
that
Boston Paul alone. Pick on SM King Turd.
well, King Turd doesn't do this shit.
He's got all the answers. Go
I
ahead.
don't play in a league with King Turd, but I highly doubt he tries to trade Wilmer Flores for Luis Arias.
Oh, really?
That's just
Okay.
not a good trade offer. And then
right.
you wonder why people don't respond to you.
That's right. You make some of those, and I'm not referring to you.
And as much as who loves Wilmer more than me?
You do.
Nobody.
All right.
But when it comes to my fantasy team,
Anything else? And when you make trades, it's about the categories. So you may take the lesser overall player who gives you the category. Let's say you need stolen bases.
yes, but you can't tell yet how much you need
It's
stolen
you're
bases.
right. It's too early to tell about any category. Although sometimes you come out of a draft. I remember in the middle of a draft, I traded to get stolen bases. I
don't know why there's always stolen base guys at the end.
Not them. I traded Danny Tarnable even up for Roberto Kelly.
All right.
And that was during the draft.
No offense to anybody, honestly.
Okay.
Boston Paul, I don't mean to put you on the spot. My personality is different. You know, Boston Paul is a salesman, and that's what he finds
Yep.
fun in fantasy, and I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay. Great to see everybody in the chat room. A lot better than it was yesterday, that's for sure. So let everybody
Here we
get.
go.
Now everybody's
Here we
going to
go
get pissed off
with
at
the
me.
sports media nonsense.
They're going to get pissed off with me. First of all,
Why are they going to get pissed off at you?
you'll hear
Oh, they'll get pissed off at me, Leonard.
when I'm pissed off. At
It'll
you.
be me.
When you played, right? You played what? First base.
I played first base.
First.
I'm a lefty.
What was your number?
Batted third.
What was your number on the back of your uniform?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
That's the truth. I don't think I had the same number every
That
year.
number was the most important thing in my life, right? For all you people
like number
who
3.
play- All right, that's
I like
fine.
13.
No, 13, number 3.
Nobody has 13 though, right? Isn't that
the
a bad
13's
luck?
the unlucky number, okay?
But it's when my birthday is.
Okay, that's fine. 13's a
You know,
fine
I was born
number.
on Friday the 13th.
No, I did not know that. Were you really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm a lefty.
No wonder.
Just
okay,
kidding,
but
I
anyway,
wasn't born
so
on
my
Friday.
favorite number as a little leaguer was number 6. Back in the day, Rocky.
And I bet you could name every baseball player that wore number 6.
Oh yeah, Rocky Colavito, Al Kaline, those guys were number 6. I know Clete Boyer were number 6 on the
Okay.
Yankees. Anyway,
When the
Andy
spammers
Carey.
call, Lenny starts rattling
I got
off players'
number
names
6.
for our phone number.
I got number 6, but here's what people are going to get a little upset about. All
okay,
right?
go.
Jackie Robinson. Now, I go back to listening to Vince Scully talk about Jackie Robinson. It's just the greatest memories that I have. Jackie, I don't have to tell you the importance.
He actually really did fight racism.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the but. And by the way, Major League Baseball's percentage of black players today is lowest since 1955.
Good grief.
But there's a lot of optimism that Major
What's
League...
the optimism? We're going to find somebody and put
I
them in a
don't
uniform
know.
just because they're black, even if they don't play better than the other guys?
That
This
will
is
never
the
happen.
worst thing I've... First of all, this is ridiculous to say that the baseball has the lowest number of blacks since 1955. It's a lie.
Mitchell Horston is
They're
here.
talking
It does.
about black American players. They don't even include all the blacks in baseball, including Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominican Republicans, and everyone else from international teams that has black skin. Who gives a crap? Number one, the black American percentage of baseball players is 11%. I guess, in NBA, it's 80%. Is that black enough?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
who cares
But
what the
here's
color of your
here's
skin
my
is?
objection. As much as I really love Jackie Robinson, Brooklyn Dodgers. That was my team. Vince Scully talking about. But here's the thing. Yesterday, we're watching the games, and I'm watching the videos, and I'm watching the games.
Is everybody black?
Everybody's wearing number 42.
Yes, because that's what they do.
I know, but I don't like it.
Why?
It's not the same watching a game
Maybe they're
without
celebrating
the
his
numbers. I know
look,
what they're
this is
doing.
a guy that
I know. Listen, I know what they're doing. They're celebrating Jackie Robinson, and it's absolutely worth it. But I will tell you, Jackie Robinson's number 42 should be retired, but it shouldn't be every player wearing it. I think, does anybody in the chat room agree with me that it takes a little bit out of the game when the players don't have their real numbers?
I think that it's important to acknowledge what Jackie Robinson accomplished, and he went through hell to get it done. And so I think I don't have a problem with it at all. I like it. I kind of like Jackie Robinson.
Yes, I like
don't have
Jackie
a problem
Robinson. It's not about him. It's about watching the game with everybody wearing number 42. I mean, yesterday I'm watching a clip of a Met, and I had a feeling I knew who it was.
But you didn't know
He had
because
a long home run, and I'm waiting for his number to show, and it says 42. It was the first
all right,
baseman.
I understand your point.
Come on, man.
I do. I understand.
And there's something about the number on the back of the player that identifies. It's almost like his face.
Yeah,
you know?
because their name is there too.
And it's like the player's face. Everybody wearing 42. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm the only one. And it's not about Jackie. It's about Big Al on the prowl. Good to see you.
Guess what?
Nice to see you.
Guess
kid.
what?
Mitchell is here. Where's
Fernando
Merrill?
Tatis.
Oh yeah, he'll be back soon.
He is 7 for 7 with 5 home runs in his last 7 at bats in rehab.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing for the minors right now.
Yes, he is.
7 for 7 with 5 home runs in his last 7 at bats. That's absolutely very good, right?
Okay.
It's
Well,
amazing.
yeah, I know it's only for one day, but still, it was a bad day yesterday.
Hey,
Now,
it's only for one day.
Did
We're
you
allowed to have.
Did you just burp?
Yeah,
What, are you kidding me?
I like
Oh.
to burp, Leonard.
It's ridiculous also. This thing with the Oakland A's is getting bad.
Okay,
And
this is another ridiculous statement
What
by
that
the
Major
media.
League Baseball hasn't done something by now. The stadium issues, and we were.
What are the stadium issues?
I don't know. Well,
There's no rats running around
It's
like
garbage.
in Chicago.
There's also no
The
concession
urinals-
stands.
Yes, there are.
You have to go outside for the coffee trucks to show up.
No,
I mean,
you don't.
Come on.
You just-
But with the stadium issues,
That's because it's in a bad part of town.
the fans know that they want to move. They're not putting money into the team. They got a major league low. That's just hurting the game.
Oh,
45 million is the
Not
major
hurting
league
the
low.
ga- I know it is a major league low payroll.
Yeah.
But I don't. When a writer comes out and says it's ridiculous that MLB hasn't done something by now to resolve the stadium issues, I think to myself, what exactly are those stadium issues? What the writer should have said is, it's ridiculous that MLB hasn't allowed the Oakland A's to get a new stadium, which is what they want, because the stadium that they currently have is not in a great neighborhood. It doesn't have a lot of public transportation, and that's that. But the freaking parking lot is full of food trucks, and it is wonderful.
It is wonderful. Now let's talk about something else. Daniel Ferrara back in the chat room after missing a day. And
Yeah.
now it's White Sox. We ought to have some kind of music introducing White Sox time. Because the White Sox, as bad as they are you kidding me? They got more bull dinky than any team in baseball.
Bullpen is bull dinky.
Oh, yeah.
Their bullpen is bull dinky, Leonard.
Where you
I'm
going?
going to get some coffee.
Okay, the bull dinky is, the bullpen, 7.71 ERA in the bullpen, ranks 30th of 30 teams by a lot. It's also the league's most, here's the thing, it's the worst bullpen and the most expensive bullpen. How about that, all you White Sox fans, White Sox Al? How about Daniel Ferrara? $46 million bullpen, okay, that's ranked 30th out of 30 teams. Okay, and it accounts for more of the payroll, 25%, than any other team in baseball. So the White Sox looking for bullpen help. I'm looking in the chat room to say once again, thank you all for coming into the chat room. We really, really appreciate it.
Can they afford bullpen help when they're spending $46.4 million?
Yeah.
They have the most expensive bullpen in baseball.
Yep, 25% of their total salary. And also in guaranteed rate field, the 2023 White Sox
Yeah.
and their opponents have hit 15 home runs so far. How many home runs do you think the White Sox have hit?
3.
Very good. And with
Cody
all,
Bellinger.
with all this nonsense, okay, with all this nonsense.
Do we have a lot of bull dinky today?
We have a ton of bull crap. It's not even bull dinky, but we talked about the fact that Oakland has the worst team in baseball. There's a lot of teams that are looking to catch up, but a bigger mistake is some of these rules. Nobody likes to start the extra innings with a man on second.
I do.
You do like that?
I don't have a problem with it.
All right, well, look, but what about
The pitch clock, right?
the
We're going to
pitch
complain
clock?
about the pitch clock.
With Cody Bellinger standing at bat, tipping his cap, acknowledging the cheers he was getting from the fans.
Yeah.
He was given an auto strike to begin his first at bat back at Dodger Stadium. He wasn't ready in the box with 8 seconds left on the clock, and the Dodger fans were giving him an extended cheer, ovation, and the umpires just didn't acknowledge it at all.
Now, Alex Wood came out and tweeted about how there should be some kind of discretion by the umpire in moments like this. I mean, baseball is working so hard. That's what they say. They're working so hard to get more fans and to have more interest in the game of baseball. But when this crowd wants to give a standing ovation to a guy who spent his whole career with the Dodgers, he won a World Series in LA, and he comes back for the first time, the people want to give him love, and there's no reason for him to not be able to love that. And for the umpire to give the guy now, look, the home field, they don't care if Bellinger gets a strike, but it's just saying we don't care about fans, basically like...
I think adjustments have been made. Umpires have now been told, pay attention.
Really?
Yes,
you
I
think
believe
so?
I don't know that officially, but let's put it this way. If they haven't been told to pay attention, then something is really wrong. I mean, I can understand the mistake because nobody really thought about it. Now that you thought about it, now that it's happened, that can't happen again.
Are you ready to tell the only 2 teams in baseball that don't have a home run?
Oh, yes, there are 2 teams.
Wait, I didn't finish the question.
That do not have a home run from their first base position yet this year.
Jeez Louise. And it's not Luke Voigt.
It's not Luke Voigt. Come on, I'm giving you guys a chance. Let's see if anybody gets it. 2 teams who have not had a home run from first base.
Come on, Daniel.
Let's go, Daniel. Let's go, you guys.
It's not the Brewers.
And we talk about the...
Let's talk about Oakland again.
The Oakland team, 17 walks in a 9-inning game. You can't even believe that.
17 walks.
17 walks. If you take away...
Look, there was a position player pitching yesterday for a minute. That was one of the pitchers. But
that should be outlawed.
But the other pitchers, they all get paid massive amounts of money.
Have you seen
a
position? No, I want to ask anybody in the chat room. Here's the answer to the question.
Oakland sucks with pitchers.
The Astros and the White Sox are 2 teams that do not have a home run. Okay, Malpal's got it. All right,
Andrew Vaughn and the White Sox.
I think Malpal. He has access to my notes, doesn't he?
You send it to him, don't you?
I know. Yeah, a couple of you.
And he reads them, I guess.
So maybe Astros and White Sox. Now here's the thing. And I forgot what the thing is.
The thing is the Oakland A's suck with pitchers. And that's just to make a long story short. Remember A.J. Puck? He never even came up to the majors healthy until he moved teams.
Yeah, now he's on the
now
Marlins.
He's healthy.
But we'll talk about the Marlins in just a minute. So.
Anyway, the Oakland A's, it's not a great team for bringing up pitchers. The Mets' top prospects, guess what they're doing down in the minors?
Oh, the Mets, it's not just living in New York. This is getting all over the country.
Where are the Mets minor league? Didn't we go there?
Yeah, that was in Binghamton.
Yeah.
That was their Double-A minor league. Now, the Mets, Mauricio had a day of 4 for 5, 3 doubles, a homer. He's hitting 380, but with no place to play. He has never played the outfield. He's never played third base. And they got a third baseman, Brett Batty, ready to move in at third. Batty in AAA in 42 plate appearances is batting .400, 5 homers, 2 steals, while Eduardo Escobar in 49 plate appearances is hitting .114. What are you doing?
I'm chatting in the chat room.
Oh, good. Okay.
Ronnie Mauricio, 4 for 5. Did you already say this one?
Yes, we already did.
I know. Well, look. Both of these prospects are doing great. We'll see what they do when they get to the majors. This wouldn't be the first time, I'm excited for them. I'm not going to knock them. The Angels have called up shortstop Zach Neto. He was their first-round draft pick, 13th overall last year. And Zach Neto is going to be the first 22.
Is it Neto or Neto?
Maybe it's Neto.
We didn't talk about him a lot. Okay?
I haven't even heard anybody say his name. So
and he'll be the first.
Forgive me if I'm wrong.
He'll be the first.
I like the word Neto. Neto. Like, that's neat.
He'll be the first 2022 pick to debut after only 44 minor league games, where he batted .322 in his career. At Double-A this year, he was hitting .444 with 3 stolen bases and 3 home runs. Not bad. He's going to replace David Fletcher.
He's going to actually get a lot of playing time at shortstop.
Yes, he's going to get a lot of playing time at shortstop.
And he is the first minor leaguer that was drafted in 2022 to get called to the majors.
13th overall pick in 2022, first player from that class.
So we have a little injury news. The Pirates announced G-Man Choi's 10-day injured list. He's got a strained left Achilles. That could keep him... Let me tell you what about Achilles. That could keep him out a long time. It depends.
But is that a big loss? No, not a big loss.
It is for the fans because they love G-Man Choi.
Okay, good. What about Jock Peterson?
He's on the 10-day injured list with right wrist inflammation. They called Matt Beatty to take his place.
And with Peterson, it was interesting that we're going to send him up at bat once again, telling him don't swing. So hoping just to get
and then he got walked, right?
Well, I think
that's what happened.
I think somebody on the other team, whoever they were
figured it out.
Kind of got to that. So it doesn't make sense to put a batter up who can't swing when the other team knows he can't swing. Okay, so pretty interesting. And of course, if you watched the Yankee game yesterday, that was weird. Domingo Germán tied a career high 10 strikeouts on 60 pitches and
5 innings.
Yeah, but
10 strikeouts and 60 pitches.
And when the opposing manager came out, he was told there was no sticky stuff on him, but he was told to wash his hands.
Well, right, and we're going to get into this a little bit more as when we talk about the game. There was a big old ordeal with Domingo Germán and his hands. And the other manager said it wasn't that he thought he had a bunch of sticky stuff. It was that he thought that he had too much rosin on his hand and he wanted him to wash his hands because he had rosin and he didn't do it. So then they come out there and they do basically a strip search on the guy. Right. And then, we're talking about, again, all the time that you paced the game and it was going real good. Now you're out there strip searching a guy for freaking rosin on his hand.
And then, of course, the Yankees, they need a closer. In 31 innings since July 12th of last year, Clay Holmes has a 5.81 ERA and has walked 18 batters. Some people think he's done.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah. How can he be done when they have 0 closers to They don't even have Lou Trevino healthy.
And Zach Britton is still out there.
They're rolling with guys like Wandy Peralta and stuff in their bullpen.
I don't know. The Yankees still with...
Michael King could be... he pitched well yesterday, I think. Here's the deal. Clay Holmes isn't going anywhere until the Yankees have someone to replace him with. And it has been a long time, a very long time, since I've seen the Yankees in a situation where they don't have multiple potential closers in their bullpen. They've been rolling with one of the best bullpens in baseball for 5, 6, 7 years now. Mm-hmm. And look at it now. It is just a wasteland.
And speaking of the wasteland, King Happ has just joined us. Okay, good to see the King waking up. He was up very early this morning. I'm not supposed to say anything, but...
How do you know?
I saw him on...
what do you spy on people on social media, don't you?
I spy on King Happ.
Then he just rolls around trolling everybody.
He was up at 4 o'clock. But if you need a closer, remember in 2022... What are you laughing at?
You're a rabble rouser.
All you do is you sleep in your room with the door locked. Okay.
What?
Tanner Scott, 20 saves in 2022, but not a single one of his 20 saves last year was as good as how he looked. Yeah, he looked filthy.
Let's tell people why I sleep in the other room, Leonard.
It's nobody's business.
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
All right, go ahead.
Because you snore so loud that the roof comes off. I used to be able to deal with it if I had headphones in. Now I can't even sleep with headphones in.
Well,
because
anyway,
you snore so loud.
We talked about A.J. Puck being the Marlins closer. Keep an eye out for Tanner Scott. He had 20 saves last year, and I don't know, people don't remember that, but he did.
Well, let me tell you about Volpe.
Oh, God.
Everybody, these Yankee fans are so volatile, dude. He's 21 years and 352 days old. He's the youngest Yankees player with 3 or more stolen bases in a game. He's the first Yankee to do so since Ichiro had 4 stolen bases in 2012 at 38 years old and 333 days. 38 years old, Ichiro did that. He was the oldest Yankee with 3 or more stolen bases in a game. But here's Volpe. He stole 3 bases yesterday. That's
Yes.
the point of the tidbit.
Yep. And
I doubt that the Yankees fans are booing him anymore.
did you
Poor
say
kid.
did you talk about Ichiro?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And then, with
And
that-
we already talked about Rocco Baldelli and
and
Herman.
Esteban Herman.
Esteban. There's nobody in
I
baseball
don't mean
named
Esteban.
What-
What's
can you
his name?
Domingo.
Oh, Domingo. There is an Esteban Herman.
Where?
I don't know.
From 1976?
Somebody
Where's
in
George?
the chat room. Esteban Herman. Who is he? I think he's playing now.
Esteban Florio was playing until the Yankees let him go.
I don't know.
But his name is a V and not a B.
John Gray is not expected to miss a start. We thought after watching this that he suffered a broken arm.
John Gray thought he had a broken
John
arm.
Gray thought he had a broken arm, and even so, he's not.
They say he's not going to miss any starts.
That's if you saw
Which is
that,
great because he's pitching well.
unbelievable, John Gray.
Mike Trout just recorded his 300th career double. He's the 4th player in MLB history with 300-plus doubles, 300-plus homers,
Wow.
and 200-plus stolen bases by age 31. Who does he join?
Well, I'll say Willie Mays
Okay.
because that's the good guess.
A-Rod. That's an easy one.
Oh, I didn't think of A-Rod.
A-Rod's
I was
easy.
going to say Barry Bonds and Willie Mays. And who's the other guy?
A-Rod.
And A-Rod's only 3.
Yeah.
Okay, Mays, Bonds, and A-Rod with 300.
What about home runs for the Mets? The most home run in Mets team
Oh, this is a good one.
in the first 15 games, the most home run in the team's first 15 games of the season in Mets history.
Yeah.
Guess where Pete Alonso is?
Well, it was Pete Alonso who I watched
he's
yesterday.
tied for second,
And I wasn't sure it was him,
but he's only 1 away from first.
when I saw his number 42, I didn't know who it was. I knew
So
it
that's
was
who
him.
you were trying to figure out? You
Yeah.
can't tell Pete Alonso,
I
dude?
could-
He's a pretty big
I
boy.
could tell. Alonso, I remember Todd Hudley and Dave Kingman had each had 7, but one player on the Mets had 8. Oh,
Jeff Kent.
and he should be in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Kent, as a second baseman, has more home runs than any second baseman. Jeff Kent, bless you.
Maybe he pissed off the media.
Jeff, well, he was not very friendly, but from what I understand.
That's the problem.
But
He'll never
Jeff
get in.
Kent belongs in the Hall of Fame, okay?
The Tampa Bay Rays have homered in each of their first 15 games this season. It's the second longest home run streak to open.
Wait a second. Ferrara's asking about Bill Bixby. He was one of my favorite guys. What's the name of that show he was on? People, let me tell you about my best friend. Is that the song?
It was probably before I was born.
It was Bill Bixby, and I forget the name of the song, but I remember Bill Bixby. All right, go ahead. Moving right along. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Padres' 6-man rotation could be seeing a change. I'd like to hear from Malpel on this one. Who's going to lose their job? Or are they still going to deal with it? Joe Musgrove's coming back. He's making his final rehab start tomorrow.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And,
Musgrove's getting ready. And Tampa has homered in each of their first 15 games. That's the second longest home run streak to open a season.
The 2019 Mariners
2019 Mariners
did it for 20 straight games.
did it for 20 straight games.
And they still didn't make the playoffs, by the way.
And the most home runs, by the way, In the first 15 games, the 2019 Mariners had 36, the Cardinals 36, and Tampa has 35.
So they just need one.
That's it.
But they're already past 15 games now.
Yeah, okay.
They're 13-2.
All right, talk about David Peralta.
Guess what the bottom third of the New York Mets batting order has done so far this season?
I don't know. The bottom third
of the Mets batting order.
I would say they're hitting under 200.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 home runs.
Let's just read the stats, okay?
All right, go ahead. What is
28 for 158, one home run, 14 RBIs, and 177 batting average.
The bottom third, and they got all these hot youngsters playing well
in the minors.
I don't know. It's not how much money you have as a team. It's the
I think management. I ran off Boston Paul. Maybe he was mad at me.
What happened to Boston Paul?
I think I offended him.
I
hope not.
Well, how did you offend him?
Because I brought up his trade offer.
Well, anyway, Luis Arraez is sitting 5'11" this season. But the first Major League Baseball player to deliver a pinch hit walk-off single with his team 1 out away from a shutout was David Peralta just the other day. So how about that one? All right, any other notes you got? Oh, Hunter Brown pitched. Did you see his start? He seemed pretty pumped after.
I love this guy, Hunter Brown.
2 starts in a row that he's thrown 7 innings and not allowed an earned run.
I love Hunter Brown. What a great pitcher he's going to be.
His ERA is what, 1.93 after 18 2/3 innings? Let's just put it this way.
Let's do the games now.
All right, wait a second. The games are not going away. Okay?
Yeah, but we're going to be going away if we don't
not going away. It's we've got plenty of time.
You're taking too long on the tidbits.
Okay, it's time to get to the games. We thank everybody in the chat room. Boston Paul, come on back. Andy apologizes. She's very good at that, by the way, so take it from what it is. Star Dog is out.
You mean I'm good at offending people? I'm good at chasing people off?
You're good at offending, chasing them off, and apologizing.
I'm actually one of the nicest people you could meet.
That's right.
That's true, right?
Let's talk about Domingo Germán. Go ahead.
Say I am.
You are.
I know I am.
Go ahead.
All right. So we already told you about Domingo Germán. He retired his first 16 batters, extensive sticky substance check by umpires and an argument. Rocco Baldelli was kicked out of the game. And let's see, Kyle Higashioka and Anthony Rizzo homered. Giancarlo Stanton had a 2-run double.
Germán struck out 11 and didn't walk anybody, gave up 1 run.
Right. That was a huge turnaround from what he did last Monday when he walked 5 and 2 innings. Tyler Mahle, 4 runs, 2 earned, only 2 earned, 4 hits and 3 walks and 4 1/3. Not a great outing. So DJ LeMahieu was back in the lineup. He missed 3 games with a sore quadricep. He got an RBI single.
And the Yankees drove in its first 8 runs of this 4-game series with 7 home runs.
Carlos Correa went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, ending his streak of home runs in 4 straight games at Yankee Stadium. We told you Volpe stole 3 bases. He's 6 for 6 on stolen bases.
He stole 2nd and 3rd in the 8th inning.
Let me give you an injury update.
Well, yeah, let's talk about Max Kepler. Do you know anything
He was
about
activated from the injured list.
He was?
Yeah,
Good.
he went 0 for 3. Gallo likely will be activated Tuesday or Wednesday. Boone was unsure about Josh Donaldson, whether or not he will be activated today or sent on a rehab assignment. Harrison Bader is expected to start a minor league rehab assignment this coming week. And tonight you get to see Garrett Cole and Pablo Lopez.
Okay, San Francisco and
by the way,
wow,
the Twins have not won a 4-game series in the Bronx since 1969. I'm betting on the Twins.
Well, and that's with Tony, 1969, Tony Oliva, Harmon Killebrew. All right, go ahead. Miguel Cabrera hit a walk-off single. The Tigers rallied from a 5-run deficit, beat the Giants 7-6. Taylor Rogers started the 11th with a wild pitch, and blah, blah, blah. But here's the big news.
Chasen Shreve got the win. 5 Detroit relievers combining to pitch 7 shutout innings. What's your big news? Javi Baez
fouled off 6 2-strike pitches. And then he hit a 2-run double to make it 6-5. And there you go, Javi Baez.
J.D. Davis has 6 RBIs in the first 2 games of the weekend series, despite the fact that he's playing with painful knee abrasion. Yeah. And my boy, My boy. My favorite player of the year.
Anthony
DeSclafani.
Yeah, DeSclafani.
How lucky do I get to be? That I always get to do a show the day after Sclafani pitches.
It's Scalfani.
DeSclafani.
Scalfani.
No.
3
Well,
runs.
yeah.
2 of them are 6 hits, 6 and 2/3.
Can I say it how I want?
Go ahead. Mike Yastrzemski led off the third with a single, and he scored. But DeSclafani, he should have been out of the 6th inning.
Wait, what did you just say?
He should have been out of the 6th inning with a 6-2 lead. But then the Giants shortstop Brandon Crawford.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
he just screwed up my boy.
2 errors.
2 errors, one of them off of his foot.
Yep.
And we told you Jock Peterson went to the IL. Conforto didn't start, but he entered the game in the 10th inning as a pinch hitter. And look, Brandon Crawford, we could dog him all we want, but he hadn't made errors on consecutive hitters since he had back-to-back throwing errors twice during the 2014 season. So basically, the 2 errors that he made yesterday were both misplayed ground balls.
Go ahead.
Tonight you get to see Matthew Boyd and Logan Webb.
Yes.
I really need Logan Webb to pull it together. The guy is 0-3 with a
Crazy.
6.35 ERA. This is not normal.
Don't forget, if you're in the podcast league, tonight's the night to make your picks.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Is Boston Paul back yet? I sent him a note on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think he's back yet. No, I think he's really mad at you. So, Yasmani Grandal tied the game in the 10th inning with a bloop double. Jimmy Lambert picked up the win. Okay, and Berger, this kid Berger, he's got like 5 hits, but exit velocity is all spectacular.
He singled yesterday and he hit a 2-run homer off Kyle Gibson. And he is hitting. And Sebi got to score a run
He
yesterday.
did, but Anthony Santander finally showing some life, and Jorge Mateo homered for Baltimore. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's pretty good. Baltimore manager Brandon Hyde, Urias got hit.
Luis.
Ramon got hit by Graveman, and he'll go to concussion protocol.
Okay.
Then Kyle Gibson, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 5 and 2/3.
Michael Kopech allowed 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 5 innings, and he only had command of 2 of his 4 pitches.
So, do you think Kopech is going to be as good as we all thought? Maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
There's great things about Kopech. I mean, he throws the ball really hard. But if he doesn't have command of his pitches, he's going to end up like Vince Velasquez.
There you go. Now, Pittsburgh and St. Louis, Andrew McCutchen hit a tie-breaking 2-run homer. And there you go.
And the Pirates beat the Cardinals 6-3.
David Bednar pitched a scoreless 9th inning. And Rosny Contreras, 2 runs, 6 hits. And here's the thing. We all stay away from Pirates.
Yeah,
Pirate
because their pitchers are sucky.
Their pitchers are sucky. Contreras allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. He became the 5th straight Pirate pitcher starter to go 6 innings.
Okay, but Dari Moreta worked. He got his first save of the season.
Okay.
So there's that.
That's a good one.
Steven Matz allowed 2 runs on 3 hits in 5 2/3. He walked 5 freaky batters and struck out 6.
He is not the player I thought he was going to be.
Our Cardinals manager was ejected for arguing strikes and such. Alex Burleson, you know who he is?
Yeah, he's one of the rookie core for the Cardinals.
Okay, well, he extended his hitting streak.
Brandon Donovan.
10 games.
Yep.
Cabrian's first home run of the season and first career leadoff homer. He's batting leadoff, so he should get some stats
And
for
he'll
that.
steal some bases for that, too. And the Cardinals activated Lars Nootbaar.
And what does that mean? Dylan Carlson still won't play.
It's crazy. They got Nootbaar
They have
coming
so
back
many-
from a left thumb contusion.
And they sent down Juan Yepes.
Yepes is the guy who goes down.
Tonight you get to see Mitch Keller against Miles Mikolas. Mitch Keller, 3.57 ERA. He's 1-0. I think. What do you think? They have momentum, this Pirates team, right now.
I don't think they're
I mean-
going to be doormats. Let's put it that way.
I mean, Miles
Washington's-
Mikolas is a 10.05 ERA on the season,
Yeah,
so
Washington's
I know
a
it's early.
doormat. The Cardinals are just screwed up. They
I mean,
got
today's game, Leonard.
too many players. They got too many youngsters. They got to sort them out. It's going to be a year or two before you could rely on a lot of these Cardinal players. And even though they're
Hold
good,
on a minute.
Here's
Do. let me see. Wait for it, Leonard. We're about to talk about Tampa Bay, Toronto.
Go ahead.
The Tampa Bay Rays have won every game.
Did you just say doot-da-doo? What was that?
Doot-da-doo.
That's
Yeah.
supposed to be an instrument?
It's an intro for you, Leonard.
The
Hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
The Rays still haven't lost a game in the United States, but they're 0-2 in Canada.
How about that?
All right, here we
And
go.
who
Plug
struck
your ear.
out 9 over 6 innings? You want to take it, or should I take it? Malpal, who is it? Come on, SM Kings the third. Timothy, my hooker, who is it? It is Yushi Kikuchi. All right, there you go. And I called it many
Holy
times.
shit. Please tell me what you saw in this guy.
Oh.
I mean, what? You didn't just pull it out of thin air
No,
while you like
Kikuchi.
Kikuchi.
He's a good lefty on a good team. End of story.
What happened to to Ryu? What happened to him?
He's
He
still
was
hurt.
a good.
He's still hurt.
This
That's a pitch.
Kikuchi is just blowing my
Alejandro
mind.
Kirk reached base 4 times, and that's pretty good. Toronto's
Holy
won
shit.
4 straight with the Rays, dating back to last season. So Tampa finally playing some good teams. Okay,
That's true.
Walls hit a solo home run for the Rays, who have connected at least once in every one of their 15
Listen
games.
to Kikuchi's numbers.
Kikuchi, 1 run
4 hits. And now he's 4-0 with a 1.8 ERA.
against Tampa.
Against Tampa, but he's
Against
still
Tampa.
doing good.
All right.
Look, he finished 6 innings for the first time since 2022 in June. And that was also against Tampa. So here's the thing. Kikuchi is great against Tampa. I don't really know what that means, but he's been good. He's been good. And I asked Lenny this. What is it that you saw in him? Because Lenny never really said what it was.
I see more in him than I do in
You
Taco.
said he's a good lefty, but his stats do not show that he's a good
just-
lefty.
I just watched, I looked some of the preseason games and noticed he was always right there.
Everybody laughed at you.
I didn't take him as a star. I just took him as one of my good breakout pitchers. For nothing, cheap pitchers. That's all. I also took Jordan Romano, struck out Yandy Diaz.
6 saves now and
Yeah.
7 chances
He
for
was hit
Romano.
on the chest by Wander Franco's liner.
He actually, he had a contusion on his rib cage, but X-rays came back, did not reveal any kind of damage, fracture, nothing. Bo Bichette, RBI grounder.
Okay.
All right, Josh Fleming. This guy is such a disappointment. Okay, this is going to go down in history as the diabolical trade of my lifetime
What,
that
you-
I made with Steve Phillips 2 years ago for Fleming in a dynasty league. And this guy hasn't pitched more than freaking 2 innings since then. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but anyway, he walked 4 batters in the 6th inning. Okay?
Well, Toronto...
Including a bases loaded walk to George Springer. Wander Franco went 3 for 4 with the double, his third 3-hit game of the season. Franco leads the majors with 12 extra base hits.
And the Toronto pitchers have allowed 3 runs or less in each of the past 5 games. Tonight you'll see who.
You get to see Shane McClanahan and Alec Manoah.
Oh,
Two.
that's a
yeah,
good
this is going to be a
matchup.
pitcher's duel tonight.
Good matchup.
All right, Jose Ramirez coming through.
I didn't realize it was his first home run yesterday. First home run.
First homer of the season.
First home run of the season. He's first to second in average.
Now, here's what happened with him.
What happened?
He turned on an 85 miles an hour slider, but he was standing there in the batter's box, and it was 3 balls and no strikes. And Chad Kuhl, he says, well, it probably is going to take this pitch, right? Because the count is 3-0.
Okay.
And Chad Kuhl throws it over the plate, and it's an
Bingo.
85 mile an hour pitch.
Holy mackerel.
Not too fast. And then what does he do? He's swinging away on a 3-ball count, but that's what makes Jose Ramirez so good.
And he's first or second on the Guardians in average, RBI, slugging percentage, OPS.
And he was the first pick, so we're not surprised, and we're very pleased about how he's performing.
And wait a second.
It was his 193rd homer with Cleveland.
Joey Meneses did something. After a rain delay of almost 2 hours, Washington goes ahead, but Joey Meneses, a run-scoring hit. In addition, Kybert Ruiz.
Oh, Boston Paul is here.
There you go. Boston Paul. Where is he?
He got signed out, but he's still here. Thanks for coming back, Bob.
Okay, Boston, we were looking for you.
He's a guest.
Oh, guest Boston Paul. Good. Okay.
All I'm so
Okay.
glad. Okay.
Miles Straw had 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and one of Cleveland's 3 stolen bases. The Cleveland Indians
Look at
have
this.
24 stolen bases in 15 games.
Look at this. Malpal says, look at Kikuchi's ground ball and strikeout percentages historically. He was primed to turn it around. I did not even notice.
Yeah.
And so thanks for letting me know.
There you go.
Malpal and I look at those 2 stats a lot for pitchers, ground ball plus strikeout percentage. You add those up and if it's 70 or higher. And now you have to take some other things into consideration when you're doing this, but it's a real easy way to see how good a pitcher is by seeing how many ground balls they induce plus the amount of strikeouts.
And you got to pay attention to the chat room in addition to the lady and the legend.
That's a good tidbit.
Because the chat room is loaded.
You're loaded.
Cleveland sent Shane
Lenny
Bieber
ate my
to the
cookies.
mound.
Did you eat my cookies again?
You made more?
I always make cookies.
But not those kind of cookies.
Yes, I do, and you eat them, and then you're
Oh,
happy.
man. Shane Bieber against Patrick Corbin. Milwaukee, San Diego. And how about Jake Cronenworth?
Let me get to my games again.
Had first career multi-home run game with 2 home runs. Drove in a career-high 6 runs.
Jake Cronenworth, career high 6 runs, 6 RBIs, and the Padres beat the Milwaukee Brewers 10-3 to snap 3-game losing streak. Cronenworth got his first day off of the season on Friday when the Padres lost 11-2 and fell under 500 despite having a superstar lineup. I already saw somebody in the chat room complaining about Machado, what a disappointment he is.
Wow.
And they also saw him feeling his back or something yesterday, and I'll say this. Look at Machado's history. The guy plays through injury, and it's very clear. I'm not saying this wouldn't be something, but how disappointing is he? He's still batting close to 300. He's driving in runs. He's playing every day, stealing bases, and he is not the most disappointing player in the world.
Well, okay.
Now, Seth Lugo, I'm afraid that they're going to make
This is a Milwaukee game now. Let's make sure we're at the right
it's San
game.
Diego, Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah,
Lugo's
okay.
a pitcher for San Diego.
Yeah,
Leonard.
Lugo. 3 runs, 8 hits, and 3 2/3.
You just are just
Go ahead.
go ahead, Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say that Cronenworth, Nelson Cruz is not having a bad season.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
And Xander Bogaerts had 3 hits. Cruz had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Seth Lugo hit Jesse Winker with the pitch when the bases were loaded and 2 outs in the 4th. Lugo allowed 3 runs on 8 hits in 3 2/3 innings. He's not really a stretched out starter, but he's been starting for them. And I just think he's a great pitcher. He's not going to get you wins, though, because he can't last deep into games. And he'll probably go back to the bullpen. That's the answer to the question that we had earlier about Joe Musgrove.
Oh, yeah, and Musgrove
Is coming back.
Who broke his left big toe in a weight room accident. He's coming back. But Brandon Woodruff has a shoulder strain. He's
going to be sidelined
Yeah.
longer than thought. Imagine that. This
Right.
guy is not very durable.
Wade Miley against Yu Darvish.
Yes.
Wade Miley.
Yu Darvish not off to a great start, but guess
No.
what? I'm putting my money on Darvish tonight.
Go ahead. Mark Conha homered leading off the 7th inning, and Brandon Nimmo followed with an RBI double. Pete Alonso hit a home run,
7th.
7th home run off of Shintaro Fujinami.
He's not doing great, is he?
Who, Alonso?
Fujinami.
No, Fujinami's not doing great, but I got to tell you,
But he was pitching well before that happened. He was in line for his first major league win.
the way Alonso is hitting, I'm surprised he's not front page news in all of New York. New York is not going wacko over Alonso, and usually they do for a New York
Mitchell
player.
Hartson says that Juan Soto should not have listened to Scott Boras and declined the $440 million contract he was offered because he's hitting 182 and never see that kind of offer again. Plus, he's 35. People forget how old Soto is. Are you sure he's 35?
Who's 35?
He can't be 35.
He's like 25.
Yeah, he can't be
Who
35.
said he's 35? Come on.
Mitch did, but maybe he made a mistake because Soto is not that old. He came up when he was still like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
You
no, he's
came
not
up.
35. Maybe Scott Boras is 35. Okay.
Scott Boras is like
We'll
55.
see what happens. All right. So,
Maybe he's talking about the pitcher that we're talking about.
Carlos Carrasco pitched yesterday.
No.
I just think he's terrible.
He allowed 4 hits and hit 3 batters.
Yeah, can't count on him no matter what.
Plus, he's going to get hurt any second, right?
Yep, absolutely. Max Scherzer scratched from his start Sunday. Today, back soreness.
But that happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, Showalter said that it's likely he's going to return for the series finale in Los Angeles against the Dodgers on Wednesday.
Right. And Shea Langoliers held out a day after working behind the plate all 9 innings and took 3.5 hours. Right? So, interesting. But Scherzer, unavailable. Let's see what happens.
When is your boy Langoliers going to qualify as a catcher?
I'd like to know that. Because he's doing good, and I can't put him in my lineup. I gotta check the rules on us stupidly.
I think it's 10 games.
Wei Chang snapped an 0-for-29 drought with a 2-run homer.
It shouldn't be 10, though. Next year I'm going to make it 5 games.
Thank you. Rafael Devers hit his 7th homer. Gio, everybody wants Gio traded. He had a grand slam, drove in 5 runs. Mike Trout had 3 hits, and Trout became the 4th player. We told you about this before. Hitting doubles, homers, 200 stolen bases. And then Shohei Ohtani had 2 singles, extended his on-base streak to 36 games.
Kenley Jansen got the final 3 outs for his 4th save. Why are you always scratching your balls?
Stop it! I got an itch. Now, here's the thing. On Monday, the Boston Red Sox, I believe, play the Angels on Monday. Now, Shohei Ohtani is scheduled to pitch. You would think there's going to be a big crowd in Boston to watch Ohtani, right?
Of course, but there's always a big crowd at Fenway. They always sell out no matter how expensive they are. You know they're the most expensive.
They're expensive. So,
expensive
if
ballpark
you're a
in
fan,
baseball.
Do you go to Fenway to see Shohei Ohtani in a meaningless game, or do you watch the Boston Celtics and the Boston Bruins both playing playoff games?
Yeah, the Boston Bruins are
Right?
doing excellent.
Bruins
That's
and
why
the
they're not sold out, you said,
Yeah,
right?
that's
They're not
why.
sold out.
Kenley Jansen.
They need to lower their prices. It's ridiculous.
I don't care any price. Would you go to Boston?
You have a serious problem.
What are you doing? Can I have a little personal time?
Please just quit itching your balls around
Stop
me.
it! Kenley Jansen, final 3 outs for his 4th. We got to end this podcast, otherwise I'm gonna.
Let's keep going, Leonard.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about the Marlins. Tonight you get to see Reed Detmers. He's 0-0. I'm putting my money on Detmers tonight. He's going against Garrett Whitlock. I take Detmers because I stand by King Turd. I stand by what we saw in spring, and I stand by what we saw from this guy.
Right.
He is a better pitcher than this. Hopefully, he will do it. Yoshida missed his 4th straight game with hamstring tightness.
Oh, I just found out King Happ is going to the Celtic game. He said on opening day they weren't sold out. So, all right, thank you, King Happ.
Interesting. That's
good-
that's what you get.
Garrett Whitlock starts this for the 2nd time.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll.
Arraez didn't start for the 2nd straight game because of a left index finger laceration. He was available for one at bat. He's 24 for 47. He's batting .511.
Yeah.
Tanner Scott got his first save.
Perfect 9th. I'm telling you, get him if he's out there. Get him, Tanner Scott. Get him.
The Marlins lost the most games last year by 1 run, 40. That was a club record.
Oh, right. Okay. So
right now they're 4-0
and what do I say about that?
in 1-run game.
What do I say? I've said
That
it
if that
many times.
happens, it tends to go back to the normal. It
The
tends
follow-
to regress
yeah.
or whatever.
If
to
you
the
have
mean.
a bad
But it's
year-
not working with Seattle, so
If
quit
you have
saying
a
it.
bad year against 1-run games like the Marlins did, the following year it tends to even out.
How come you can't explain the Mariners?
I can't. Okay?
I know.
Go ahead. I can
Anyways.
explain that Garrett Hampson hit a solo home run.
Jorge Soler didn't play. He exited in the 7th inning. Joey Wendell is hitting off a tee and doing defensive drills. Tonight you get to see this. Zach Gallen against Alcantara.
Okay.
Whoop-de-doo. And you know, both of these guys were in the St. Louis organization coming up together before they both got traded.
Reds and the Phillies.
Will Meyer's slow start in a Cincinnati
Love
Reds
Will
uniform
Myers,
is now a distant memory. He went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs and the Reds rode a stout pitching performance by Graham Ashcraft to a 13-0 win over the Phillies. Ashcraft lasted 6 scoreless innings, 4 hits allowed. The Reds have now played 6 of its first 14 games against the Phillies. The two clubs have split the 6 meetings. And Matt Stram serves him right, this guy Matt Stram, for dogging on people who like to drink beer.
Oh, come on. You don't stay at a ball game. First they make the game shorter. Now they're trying to make the ballpark experience. I mean, didn't they say one of the reasons is so people can get home earlier?
None of this matters about safety. It's all about money. Everything is about money.
Everything.
And it's a lie to say anything else. But
start drinking in the 7th inning before you
adults should be allowed to decide when and where they want to drink. Okay?
Come on.
Don't cut me off of my beer.
Timothy, my hooker, is
here. Was this ever a real big problem that people would just get shit-faced at baseball games and they needed to make it so that the responsible adults couldn't enjoy a beer in the last couple innings?
Part of baseball history. Okay.
Well,
Bryson Stott, 15-game hitting streak. He had a double to left center field.
Yeah, he's got 15-game hitting streak.
That's right.
All right. Edmundo Sosa left the game with lower back discomfort. Okay. Bryce Harper hit in the cage Saturday. He's scheduled to participate in a simulated game Tuesday. This guy is rolling.
Ready to go.
Back quickly.
Ready to go.
All right. Tonight you get to see Luis Cessa against Aaron Nola, who's 0-2 and has a 7.04 ERA.
Wow.
Now we're talking about Braves Kansas City.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy homered among his 3 hits and drove in 4 runs. He's really doing a great job, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Ozzie Albies had
4 RBIs.
Yes. Atlanta Braves beat Kansas City 9-3. Bryce Elder, 5 1/3 innings, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Everybody watched this game for Chris Bubic, right?
Yeah, he gave up his first homer in 28 innings, allowed 5 earned runs.
He's not fantasy real. What?
He sucks.
What?
He gave up 5 earned runs on 10 hits and 1 walk with 3 strikeouts in 5 innings. He's mediocre at best.
All you need is one game and the fantasy industry jumps all over you.
Chris Bubic got lucky once.
Right. And Kansas City, the league's worst at 1 win, 8 losses at home.
Yes.
And the Braves, the best on the road, 7-1. 7-1.
The game was delayed by 2.5 hours, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Tonight you get to see Kyle Wright against Zach Greinke. I'm taking Greinke.
All right.
I hope they could win at home.
All right, Texas.
Yordan Alvarez played just 2 games in spring training because he had a sore left hand. That did not slow him down. He doubled last night with 3 RBIs. Hunter Brown, we love.
Wow,
the
5
Astros
hits,
beat
2
the
runs.
Rangers 8-2.
No earned runs.
I know, I love this guy.
5 strikeouts in 7 innings. His ERA is now 1.93.
You have to wait for a bad start, though, because the owner of Hunter Brown is not even thinking of trying to get rid of him.
Go ahead.
Anyway, he's got the goods. I'll tell you that. He's got the underlying goods to be a great long-term pitcher.
Yep, okay.
John Gray, we told you he's coming back.
He had numbness in his arm, and he's not going to miss a start.
Bruce Bochy was ejected for arguing balls and strike. Jeremy Pena drove in 2 runs. And Chas McCormick was out of the lineup. He's feeling better a day after leaving the game in the 3rd inning with vision problems. He could return today. Tonight you get to see Framber Valdez against Andrew Haney. Haney not having a good start to the season.
I think the Cubs and the Dodgers is our last game.
Yeah,
right?
Leonard, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
David Peralta hit a walk-off 2-run single. The Dodgers rallied for a 2-1 win over the Cubbies. Dodgers' first walk-off win this season, and it's only the 3rd RBI in 12 games for Peralta. Michael Grove gave up 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 walks in 5 2/3 innings. James Outman hit a single, a double by Vargas, and Peralta's winning hit. That secured the much-needed win. And your boy, Michael Fulmer, comes in, takes the loss, ruins everything that Jameson Taillon did, which was 5 strong scoreless innings.
Oh, we got one more game. Hold
on a minute.
Go ahead.
Cody Bellinger was doing his defensive thing like crazy, doing his thing, robbing Jason Hayward of a 2-run homer. So we like to talk a lot about the offense, but Cody Bellinger does have great defense.
Yes, he
now,
does.
Will Smith, the catcher for the Dodgers, he missed his 2nd straight game. He will not be available today. He's going to undergo further testing. Brandon Hughes from the Cubbies was activated from the 15-day injured list. Nelson Velasquez was optioned to AAA. And tonight you get to see Drew Smyly against Julio Urias.
Okay, last game. game. Let's roll it, baby. Eugenio Suarez hit
Is he your highlight?
a solo. That's it.
No.
Seattle won its third straight on the strength of one of the biggest outbursts against starter for Colorado, Ryan Felton.
Let me take care of this.
Go ahead.
Julio Rodriguez isn't getting any hittable pitches in the early stages of his second season. Nobody's pitching to him, but the ones that are left over the plate on accident can't be missed, and he's not missing it. Okay, 2 strikes. He had 2 strikes. He had a triple. He's going crazy again. And George Kirby, we have to give some love to George Kirby
animal,
for this one, because I know Eugenio Suarez, he hit a 4th inning solo homer. Rodriguez had a 3-run triple. The Mariners rolled a 9-2 against Colorado. So,
My sleeper,
Kirby, what
wait
did
a
he
second.
do? He retired 11 batters straight before Cron's single leading off the 7th inning. But he struck out 3 and didn't, of course he doesn't walk anybody ever, but he was frustrated by not being able to pitch through the 7th inning. Still, George Kirby, great comeback from he wasn't having a
So
great
you think
start.
he's a good pick now? You can
No,
get him cheap.
I think that Flexen is a better pitcher than Kirby at this
Whoa,
point in the
there
game.
you go.
At this point in the game, Flexen has a lot of pitches
Remember
that
who
he does well with.
Remember who my sleeper catcher was at the beginning of the season?
Here we go.
Elias Diaz. 2 hits. Got a 9-game hitting streak. An on-base streak of 12. I told you then, anytime
he's
you
a
can
good-
get
he's-
a Colorado catcher in a 2-catcher league.
Plus, he hits in
take
the middle
'em.
of the lineup.
Take
This
'em.
guy,
That's
he hits
right.
in the middle.
That's right.
All right, so tonight you get to see Luis Castillo
Yes,
against
indeed.
Noah Davis, and I know you've been disappointed in Luis Castillo, but he's making his 4th start tonight, and he's only allowed 2 earned runs and 9 hits in 17 2/3 innings, so he's not as bad as Lenny's making him out to be. Lenny says, "Oh, I've been so horrible at pitchers." No, you didn't. You called freaking Kikuchi.
And Castillo.
You
4th
just like his
start.
name.
I'm going to call you Kikuchi. Castillo's allowed 2 earned runs, 9 hits, and 17 2/3. And that wraps it up. A little over an hour, but thank you all. Let me tell you, look in the chat room, it makes me want to cry. Everybody shows up. Big Al, Brewer Jim, Daniel Ferrara, Eddie Ekman, James Caplion. Looks just like Brewer Jim to me. King Hap, Laura, Malpal, Rotorius, King Turd, Star Dog, Timothy Hooker.
Yay, Zelmo and Tony.
Whoa, Tony is here. Boston Paul and a cast of thousands. I may have missed you, but we love you. It doesn't mean we don't love you. Thank you all. Did I say Eddie Heckman?
Eddie
Yes, he
Heckman,
is.
yes.
All right,
And Boston
there he
Paul.
is. And Boston Paul. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed The Lady and the Legend. Okay, we've been dismissed, defunct, and everything else, but we're not going away. See you tomorrow, everybody. It's only going to be me, but what the hell can I do?
I'm always here, too, in the background.
Okay, good.
Okay, bye.